Hey guys, welcome back to Bixby's Beer Reviews. Great to have you with me here again. I thought we're going to get into the world of sour beers. It's a beautiful day. I got the grill going, got a little bit of pork tenderloin on there. So let's drop the formality. Let's get outside. Let's enjoy this lovely weather on this beautiful day here in the Virginia Piedmont. So as I said, today we're getting into the world of sour beers. And with that, we're going to be checking out a beer from Brooklyn's Interboro Spirits and Ales. It's a collab they did with Alvarado Street Brewing. I think they do one every year. It's a simple kettle sour, fruited sour that uses passion fruit, orange, and guava. Kettle sour, all it really means is that they're using one of the two main microorganisms that makes beer sours. That would be lactobacillus. Usually a lighter sour, a higher sour, a little bit of a lemony sour, versus your pediococcus, which gets you the deeper, earthier, almost winier, kind of tongue-stripping sour you get from some beers. So that's what's going on. Before we crack this open, though, a little word about the state of American sour beers. Now, one thing you're going to have to do as we go along this journey is decide where you're going to draw your own line. You know what I mean by that? You look at the sour beers that you find at the bottle shop today, and there's a lot of crazy things going in those beers. And I'm just talking about fruit. We're talking about peanut butter, coconut, lactose, God knows what else. And at a certain point, you may find yourself facing a beer that seems to be more adjunct than beer. And you're going to have to decide whether that's something that you want to do or whether you need to back off at a certain point. Because you know what? I'm not going to spare you any of the gory details. We're gonna go all the way up to the edge of madness. We're gonna look into the abyss. We're not gonna blink. I'm gonna show you every crazy beer out there that I can find. But again, for you may draw a line at some point and just say, you know what, that's a little bit too much adjunct for me. I know for me personally, my line was drawn when I was pouring a beer that had cream cheese in it, and the viscosity was absolute motor oil. It was too much for me, but I can't draw your line for you. Only you can draw your line. So, without further ado, let's get off the philosophizing and into the beer drinking. So, as I said, this is a simple kettle sour, passion fruit, orange, and guava, three wonderful summery flavors. So let's take a look. Now, one thing you may notice as you check out sour beers is that even if they have a lot of fruits in them, the color may not always reflect the colors of the fruits. You may often find that sours simply sort of have this lighter, unfiltered color. And you will rarely see filtered sour beers just because if they're adding any sort of fruit to them, that's going to show up as a little bit of particulate. It's a little bit hard to get that out. But as you can see, it's very highly carbonated. It has a nice little fluffy head here, which can be a little difficult to achieve the more adjuncts you get in there. But overall, a very beautiful, light-colored beer. So let's give it a smell. Very pleasant, fruity bouquet. Has a bit of a mimosa effect to it. I think that's the orange. It smells light and fizzy and just a little bit tart. I'm not getting a deep sour aroma here. Getting a little bit of that guava too, a little bit towards the sort of the tropical juice situation I think they're trying to pull off. I would say less so for the passion fruit, but let's see if that shows up on the flavor. So I talked a little bit about that line. A beer like this, a simple fruit sour, you're not going to have to worry about it's going too far. This is very clearly a beer that happens to have had some fruit added to it. It's not fruit juice that happens to have some beer poured into it, which is where I think you want to be generally with a lighter sour. The more you get into adding adjuncts, the further away you get from actual beer, the more you get into fruit smoothie territory. No need to worry about that here. This one just has, like I said, a beautiful mimosa-like bubbliness to it. You get a lot of orange and guava. Guava as a fruit I've found isn't necessarily the most flavorful, but it's such a wonderful aroma, and I'm glad it's contributing a little bit of flavor here too, because it is a wonderful flavor if you can get it right. I'd say the passion fruit shows up a little bit more too, just kind of as a supporting note for the higher citrusy notes of those other two fruits. But overall, very well balanced, very refreshing. Not a little bit, maybe sort of pre-dinner cocktail-ish while I'm out here at the grill. I think it's a perfect beer for having outside. Only comes in at 5%. Some sours can really creep up there on the ABV, and this one doesn't do it, so that's always nice to have. So yeah, beautiful pre-dinner fruity beer for having outside. So hope you've enjoyed checking out this beer from the folks at Interboro. Again, that's all in together now. I think it's a series that they do every year of collabs with Alvarado, so something to look forward to either this year if you can find it or next year if you can't. And very much enjoyed having you here with me on Bixby's Beer Reviews. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Comment with any beer that you want to see. And I look forward to seeing you here on the next episode. Bye now.